What's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of Plus Club, Untitled Gaming, the show where we play the games that are offered to us on PlayStation Plus, play them all month, and at the end of the month we talk about them. We hope you also play them and come back and tell us your opinions on them as well. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
I'm Cody.
And I'm Chris.
And this month we had Tricky Towers, also known as Trick Towers, according to me, and Rebel Galaxy. Tricky Towers is a physics-based Tetris-type game. Rebel Galaxy is a space shooter a la the ship combat in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. We all played them, and let's get into it. Let's talk about Tricky Towers first. Go ahead.
We did an episode on them. Or on it, I should say.
We did Tricky Towers, for sure. Make sure to click the link above, Chevy, to check that out.
As far as that game goes, we kind of talked about that before, but it's a very fun multiplayer party game. As far as single player components, I personally it was completely lacking. No interest to play by myself at all. But as a multiplayer game, I think it's a blast. The physics and the power-ups and not, I guess weapons. I don't know what word I'm looking for.
Yeah. There's moves you can use for yourself and moves you can use against people.
Yeah. Sabotages.
Yeah.
It's a neat system. I would like to see them implement more of those, just for some variety. But yeah, no, I had a lot of fun with it.
No, it was fun. I don't like those kind of games at all, but playing with everybody else, it's neat. You know, not only, because it's like the attack mode, or not attack, but it's like time.
There's race to the finish.
Race to the finish, yeah.
Survival, and how many pieces can you fit under this line, essentially. So
it's nice, it's like you have to do your own thing, but you also are keeping track of what other people are doing. So
it's like a party game
really cool.
vibe.
Yeah, it really, yeah.
I said vibe. Got that one in my head. Chris.
I had a lot of fun playing it. It definitely gave me little flashbacks of when I was a kid in the 90s playing those type of games on the Super Nintendo with the Yoshi one. I can't remember the name of it. And just all those, I think those are really big. Those puzzle style games were really big in the 90s. So it's very reminiscent of that.
Like Dr. Mario and stuff like that.
Kind of, yeah.
Attack and things like that, yeah.
Those head-to-head style ones. But the physics added to it, which is really interesting and neat, and weird things you can do with it. It's a lot of fun. I don't know how well this solo play value would be. Go too far. It's gonna be fun, little kill some time here and there, play it, but party game for sure.
Yeah.
I originally hopped into the game, played it single player. Essentially, it puts challenges against you where you do all the same game modes that you would do against versus people, but by yourself. And it's pretty fun, but the moment that the game kind of sunk in for me is when we did the episode where we played against each other. And there is definitely more fun there. The fun element gets better with the idea of versing people who are also thinking actively as they're playing. It's not a game I feel too competitive about when I'm playing because everybody's just kind of trying to do the best they fucking can with this wobbly ass tower, and I think that's kind of the fun of it. You know, I'm not playing a game fuck, they're beating me. I'm just oh no! I'm trying not to let my tower fall over, and I'm watching their tower just teeter-totter and shit. But I really enjoyed it. I actually love Tetris, and I love physics-based games. So, in a weird way, this game kind of hit home with both those. And I just really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the competitive but not so serious aspect of the game. What do you guys think about the physics aspect of Tetris, essentially?
I think it's actually really neat because actually I'm a huge fan of on the original DS and on prior consoles as well, but that's where I played it, Puyo Pop Fever, which was a versus Tetris style game, and then the better you did, it essentially throw sabotages at other players, but it also was up to 8-player multiplayer, so it got really chaotic.
That's too many.
And you could,
That's too many.
And to give props to the DS on this, only one person had to own the game.
Oh, wow.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. So you could literally just get in a room full of people who had the systems, and you would just do the multiplayer. This adds a nice element with the physics aspect, because you're not just versing the other people now, but you're also trying to maintain your tower against gravity. So
yeah, and it's pretty chaotic at times because you think you have something in the right angle, and all of a sudden you don't. And then all of a sudden, you're just stacking stuff on top
diagonal
of it.
pieces.
Yeah.
Well, I love the element of surprise of that because, if you're playing correctly, you're doing everything right, it just feels like Tetris. You're not even thinking about it. And then one little tiny fuck up, and all of a sudden, one block is slightly off, and you have to make that work with the next one, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse until half your towers falls off. This can happen to any player, and that element keeps it exciting, keeps it fucking crazy. I don't know. This we kind of said everything about the game so far. What do you guys think about the power ups, the things you use for yourself or against other people?
A lot of them are really neat. I really like the vine one. So, like, you get the power up, it makes the next block have, like, a vine growing off it. And whatever it touches block-wise, it basically extends that vine to the couple of the blocks and makes it solid. So, like...
a giant, like, one block.
Yeah, but it's, like, super solid.
Together,
yeah. So, like, you can make some really weird, like, offshoots. Like, if your tower's leaning one way, you can take that block and slam block against the wall and make it kind of balance itself back out again.
One really neat element I thought was cool is you can essentially make all the other players have a giant block. And for the most part, this fucks people over. But every once in a while, you get to a situation where like you have everything perfectly set up, and now you get a giant like just flat block that just kind of makes a whole new foundation and actually can benefit you. Which is another reason why I think this game is really interesting. Is you can get tactical about it, but also when you're getting attacked, you can use it to your advantage, which I think is a really cool thing. What do you guys think about the game modes?
I'd like to see more, but I don't expect a lot. I mean, it's a very small game.
Yeah.
But I think they're fun. The one that drives me crazy is trying to get everything underneath that stupid line.
That one is crazy.
I love that one.
That one is hard as shit.
That's my shit.
But the worst one was, and I think it's at the end of our video, where there's just the one pillar. There's no foundation.
That
this
you guys
stupid little tiny pillar.
Yeah, that's bad.
And I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do with it?
Make it work.
So, no, the game presents interesting challenges, and because you are against other people, it adds an element of stress, but not in a bad way. So
yeah,
it reminds me, and I think I said this during the video when we played. Oh my god, that's close. Close call. But it reminds me a lot of like Castle Crashers and like Battle Block Theater a little bit. I don't know why it just has that feel, but obviously it's like competitive. I don't know. It just has that that charm.
It's like cartoony quirkiness.
Yeah, that charm, and it's good. Yeah, I like it a lot, especially for PlayStation Plus free game. I mean, yeah.
And that's something I actually want to talk about real quick too. Is a game like this is a good game. I think it's a good game all around, but it's also not obviously a AAA game. I think the whole PlayStation Plus system is beneficial in games like this because they're kind of putting the spotlight on games that people might not play. I would never fucking play this game.
Yeah.
I would never even looked at it. But now that it's just on there, I'm like, it's a free game. I'm fucking try it, and I really liked it. I think it's a good system, and I think this is a shining light of why this is a great system.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts on Tricky Towers?
No.
Fun.
Yeah, no, it's a good
That's
game.
just physics.
I mean, if you often have people that you can play in the same room with, I definitely would recommend this to you.
We normally suggest games to people. I would suggest this to anyone who likes Tetris, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would also suggest this game to anyone who likes party games, Mario Party, anything.
Yeah.
Anything you like to play with friends on the same screen. It's up to 4-player. We did a 3-player thing, so we didn't have the controllers for it. Yeah, if you just want to sit around, have fun, fucking play a game, fully suggest it to you. If you're only into like diehard fucking FPSs, probably not your cup of tea. Yeah. But what would you guys suggest this to? Same thing? Anyone else?
I think you pretty much got the genres right. I mean, anyone who likes puzzle games in the
puzzle games, yeah, that's
the vein of Tetris, not like adventure game puzzle. And then party games. I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, it's like you got Fibbage before, and that's another example of
same
something
kind of thing. Yeah,
like, you're not gonna play that by yourself. You're gonna play that with your friends, and it's a blast. So.
Yeah, you can literally just you're looking for something to do. Just there's not a huge learning curve, and then
no.
Yeah.
If you know Tetris, you know how to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, anything you want to add to that?
It's pretty much the same as everybody else has said.
Yep. All right. Make sure to play Tricky Towers, even if you didn't play this month. If you have it, check it out. Our second game we played this month was Rebel Galaxy, which is a sci-fi spaceship shooter. What were your guys' thoughts on it?
I liked it. Actually, the little bit I played, I definitely want to play more. I didn't think I would be that much into it because I thought, I don't know, I just had a completely different mentality of what the game was, I guess. Yeah. But it's cool. I like that. I mean, the music, Chris, you were talking a lot of crap about, but it's like reminds me a lot of Monster Magnet, Space Lord Mother.
It's twangy blues music.
No, it's like it reminds me of Firefly. Reminds me of Firefly and that cool thing that space western.
It's really funny you mention that because I kept playing the game and I was like, what is the soundtrack trying to be? And at first I was thinking like Borderlands. At the same time, and that's the easy one, but I don't think it quite nailed it. But when you said Firefly, it's exactly, I guarantee the guys who made this game were thinking that. So
and it's cool like that, just like the characters and what you do. Like I didn't get super far into it, but I'm like, I like the where its heart is. Seems kind of cool. Seems like it can be kind of intricate when it needs to be, like when you get deep into it, but for the most part it's like shooting things down or like getting things from people. And I like the whole different choices between things that you have to do. And I like that kind of stuff. So
the game definitely tries to challenge you on if you want to be a by the books guy or like a pirate.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, cool.
To me, it's just very reminiscent of Freelancer. If anyone has not played that, it's an older PC game, very similar vein. Except you have like a main character with a face.
And an honorable mention: the guys who made that are actually working on
Star Citizen,
which looks amazing.
I think that's what I was thinking of earlier when I was bringing up the big.
Well, all I was going to say
that's
is
a big
Freelancer was really good at fooling people into thinking it was in a 3D space when it's not.
I thought it was. Yeah. I think back on the game, like, oh, it was 3D.
And it's a flat plane. This game plays on a flat plane as well.
Yeah.
And it's nice because it makes controls really simple. So if you want to play a space game and you don't have to like learn how to like maneuver in space, like you do in a space sim, control-wise it's really easy to get into, and the combat is very naval-like. I do enjoy that you do get to travel, has multiple, types of travel. You get to actually go to places.
You get a sense of exploration.
And you get choice out of it. Like, you don't have to just immediately go do the main story. You can just go fuck off and do side quests and stuff.
That's what I did.
Yeah, and there are reputations and stuff like that, and it just adds depth. And it was really well built, I would say. So.
I just didn't really care for it too much. It felt too much like Assassin's Creed Black Flag ship battles, and for a while, that's kind of fun. I did that in Black Flag for a little bit, but I got bored of it real quickly. It's just not my style of gameplay.
Yeah.
If they added more to it, I don't know, maybe like a character that I could see and like customize. I'm really big in that kind of crap. But
you played Eve.
Eve?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe check that out.
Maybe don't, because we'll never see you again.
But I remember you specifically saying you loved the soundtrack. You thought it was masterful. You loved everything about it. You thought it encompassed everything of space and time and spaceships. Tell us what you thought of that.
I hated the twangy ass music.
It's like hillbilly.
It's not hillbilly. It is blues, steel guitar, but then it picks up beat with more of like a jazzy country guitar sound. It's weird. But it's constant. It's persistent throughout the whole thing, nonstop, and I just hated it.
But it goes back to what we were saying. It's like there's no way that the guys who made this game didn't love Firefly, because that's like that whole thing.
Yeah, but if they're gonna make like a space western cowboy style game, there should be more like there should be more elements of like western stuff in it. It was just very too much like a space game that had like a western soundtrack to it.
I feel that for sure. When I played the game as well, I lasted fucking 30 minutes, and I finally went to the options. I was like, I can appreciate what you guys are trying to do, but buy music, and I fucking turned it down to like 10%.
Yeah.
So when I'm playing, I still slightly hear just like, I'm like, all right, there's something happening.
Like, see you later, Space Cowboy.
Yeah. For me, I actually bought this game before it came out on PlayStation Plus. Off of recommendation from Chevy and Rob, we did a taste the cast. They were talking about it. It sounded really interesting, so I bought it. It's $20. I played it a lot. Then I played it again for this episode, and I think it's a solid game. It's simplistic in a lot of ways, but at the same time, I think there is value there. I think it's a $20 game for sure because the combat is simplistic, but as you upgrade, you start getting more creative in the way you do space battles. I like the idea of the exploration, finding new space stations and getting new missions. You can have a shitload of different missions, not passive, but side quests, main quests. I don't know what the fuck the storyline of the game is, but
finding your aunt. That was what I gathered. Is your apparently your aunt?
So you had an ant farm. It broke in space. They floated away. I'm trying to find the last one.
Each ant,
but
each one.
As you progress in the game, you get into these situations where you're fighting a shitload of ships at once, and then some bigger ships. And I like the combat because it is very naval, and I do like that aspect. I like the idea of having to like turn the whole of the whole ship and shit, and fucking fire off to the sides. And as you upgrade your ship, you get more and more bigger ships that can have more and more automated turrets like that. And you feel like you are in these big space battles. And I like that feeling. Aside from the soundtrack, like I said, turn that fucking thing all the way down. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really fun game, and specifically for somebody who's just like playing game to kind of like just play game, pass time, but still progress through something. I think it's a really good game in that regard because it's not overly complicated, but it's not overly simple. I think it's a really good middle ground of the two. And if you in any way, I'm more suggesting the game to people, if you in any way liked the ship combat in Assassin's Creed, it's literally that. I overall really fucking liked it. I think it's really fun.
It looks good too.
Yeah,
for a $20 game.
For what it is,
really
it looks
good. Wow, it looks great.
But yeah, I mean, I the only thing I really want from it is multiplayer. I remember we were talking about it on Tasty Cast, and I was like, "Is that multiplayer?" And I was like, "No." I'm like, "Yeah, it sounds like a game that needs multiplayer." And playing it, I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I want to like kind of cruise around with a friend. Maybe have them have a link system where they can link their ship up with mine. So when I,
freelancer.
When I cruise through space with it, they'll come with me, and then have like these big space battles. Like, even 2-player would be fine, but 4-player would be cool. I think it would really benefit from multiple ships, different ships. People have different ships, different setups, stuff like that. I think it would be really fun. If they do make a sequel, I'd like to see that. But overall, I think it's a really fun game. It's a lonely game, but it's fun. And I'll suggest it to anybody who liked the ship combat in Assassin's Creed, anybody who played Starlancer
or Freelancer. Same
Freelancer,
series.
Yeah.
Star Citizen.
Does anyone play Star Citizen? You might be playing that right now. Maybe go back and play a simpler game. Chill out a little bit. Any person who likes space combat, really. I mean, like if you're not like the asshole who's like, I need space simulation, like fucking check this game out. It's fun.
Or if you like Firefly.
If you like Firefly, soundtrack, if you like fucking hillbilly music, you might love this game. But overall, yeah, I really like it. I fully suggest it to almost everybody. Suggestions and final thoughts?
I would definitely suggest this to people who are into space games. It offers enough to scratch that itch if that's what you're after. It does have a trading system. It does have combat. It does have exploration aspects and reputations. So
yeah,
it has enough there, and you can just play it. The one downfall that I've heard, I didn't play it enough, but I know that Rob had said that you get to a certain point where your ship is just invincible after a while.
I can see that because the game seems a little unbalanced too, because I literally went from my first ship to the third ship.
Yeah.
I just had enough money. I was like, I'm not going to do this.
But it's not a AAA game, so I mean,
it's an indie game for sure.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, even if you're just looking for something maybe a little different to play, I think it's worth most people checking out. So
definitely.
Anything?
You want to be a space pirate?
You want to be a space pirate?
You want a corgi in space? This is your game.
Meet me in the stars.
The references, man.
Cody?
No, I think it's cool. I like I said, I didn't dive too deep into it, but
do you think you'll play more?
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna play more. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Plus Club. I almost forgot the name of the show. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out other episodes. Make sure to check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, Tasteless Gaming. Check us out on Twitch, Sleep Division. And yeah, thanks for watching. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
I'm Cody.
I'm Chris.
Until next week, have a great weekend, guys, and take it easy.